A major campaign is underway in the Cherokee Nation of Oklahoma. Coming up, we'll hear from one of the candidates, Chad Smith, who's running for chief. And he brought national attention to Oklahoma in a big way. He did it on the Child Genius competition that aired recently on the Lifetime channel. You'll meet this outstanding fifth grader a little later on Green Country Perspectives. Hello, I'm Sam Jones, and this is My Perspective. You know, it's been said that if you're paid to do something you enjoy, you'll never work a day in your life. Well, I've been in broadcasting almost 50 years, and during most of those years, I guess you could say I didn't work. But my feelings for the industry go way beyond enjoyment. You could call it a passion. Why, back in the day, I worked under and learned from much older men, all of whom had great pipes or a great voice. You needed a good voice to be in radio back then. Frank Sinatra had great pipes, and when he combined that with a breathing technique he learned from big band leader Tommy Dorsey, he went on to make popular music history. Walter Cronkite, who actually picked up a lot of his early broadcast experience right here in Oklahoma, also had great pipes. As a young broadcaster, he used those pipes to cover sports in the Sooner State. Now, unlike the chairman of the board, as Sinatra was known, Cronkite was a broadcaster and a journalist, talents he put to good use during World War II, the Korean conflict, and the Vietnam War. Over the years, he became the journalistic voice of and the most trusted man in America, as he covered and reported on the CBS Nightly News. Now, Cronkite and Sinatra are gone now, but both left a legacy. Larry Filkins also had great pipes. Larry died recently. He was 90 years old, and he also left a legacy. So you might ask, who was Larry Filkins? Well, that's a good question. You know, Larry was a member of the greatest generation that Tom Brokaw wrote about when he asked the question, where do we get such men? Larry was only 20 years old when he became a decorated veteran of World War II. It seems he survived very heavy action at the Battle of the Bulge as a combat medic with a 3rd Armored Division. After the war, using his great pipes, he became a successful big band singer in the New York area. Later, he moved into radio and became a broadcaster, and then a radio station manager, first in Kansas and then in Colorado. Now, if you ask about him here at Rogers State University, you'll quickly learn that Larry's legacy was a big one, and he cast a long shadow. He came to Claremore in 1975 to teach broadcasting. He was quickly recognized as an innovator, as well as an instructor on the campus of RSU. You see, it was Larry who recognized the importance of hands-on learning for broadcast students. He started the radio and television broadcast programs at RSU. Back in 1980, KNGX Radio was only a little 10-watt radio station with a signal that barely covered the entire campus, which at the time was also much smaller. Well, he helped build the station with the new call letters of KRSC to a strong 3,000 watts. Larry is also credited with launching Rogers State Public Television station KRSU. Even though he carried a great deal of life experience with him, he also had a terrific personality. He was known to break into song whenever the opportunity presented itself, like when he walked into this particular studio. But Larry's love of broadcasting was important on many levels. He understood the need to have young men and women in the industry who carried fire in their hearts and passion in their souls, and the ability to apply both to broadcasting. His approach was not unlike one of the early broadcast giants, Edward R. Murrow. Larry understood and embraced Murrow's words from a 1958 speech about the future of television. Now, that speech remains the stuff of legends, and it ended with the following words, I quote, "This instrument can teach, it can illuminate, yes, and it can inspire. but it can do so only to the extent that humans are determined to use it to those ends. Otherwise, it's nothing but wires and lights in a box. There's a great and perhaps decisive battle to be fought against ignorance, intolerance, and indifference. This weapon of television could be useful, end quote. Now, it's important to note that Larry Filkins understood exactly what Ed Murrow meant. And he not only agreed, he also shared Ed Murrow's fire and passion, and he passed both along from the greatest generation to all the others that followed. I'm Sam Jones, and that's my perspective.
Have you anything to say to me? Won't you tell me where my love can be? Is there a meadow in the mist where someone's waiting to be kissed? Skylark, have you seen a valley green with spring where my heart can go a journey?